Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special review, impressions of a knife that I've had for a little bit. I got this at Texas Blade Show, and it is a cool design by a guy named Kevin and Colin, or guys named Kevin and Colin. They created a knife called the Growler. This is Divo Knives, and it's the Growler version 2, which was really cool. It just dropped recently, I believe on the 4th, and sold out instantaneously. I was able to get one of these at Blade Show, Texas Blade Show, so I've had it for a while. I dropped an unboxing on it, and before they actually had it go live, and it was super awesome to be able to have this in hand. Have this in hand and be able to, talk about the knife and why it's a great knife. And hopefully some of you guys got a chance to get a hold of one of these, and if you didn't, when they drop these again, you'll want to get one. This is one of those knives that I feel like needs to keep coming back because it's just that darn good. Now this is the carbon fiber version, Twill carbon fiber. Love this with the blue anodized backspacer and a blue pivot collar around both sides. I believe he also, they may still have them on White Mountain Knives. This was a White Mountain Knives exclusive. They may still have like the black and the plain one that you can get in this version. So that's definitely something worth considering if you would like to get one of these. All right, so the name of the knife is the Growler version 2. It is made by, designed by Divo Knives, which is Kevin from Lefty EDC and Colin. I don't have their full names because I don't memorize their full names, but they are two really awesome guys. I got a chance to meet them there, really cool to talk to. My voice was shot there, so they probably thought that I was like some raspy smoker or whatever talking to them. Hopefully they didn't think that, but my voice was pretty hoarse and I lost it while I was there. But they did design this. The OEM for this is Kubi, and Kubi just did an outstanding job. They've done several of their knives. I have a Mash 2.5 that I love. It's in my collection. Very similar with the carbon fiber and the wire clip. You can get the Lynch titanium Spyderco wire clip and put that in here. That definitely would be something you could certainly use and put in place. So definitely consider that and getting that for your particular knife. So that's definitely something there to do. So let's talk a little bit about the materials. This is carbon fiber, Twill carbon fiber. It's all the way carbon fiber. I see a liner on both sides, a lot of cutout in the steel liners. It gives it a little bit of weight. We'll go into the measurements here in a second, but it does have some cutout. You have this liner lock that has great access to it. A little jimping on here, which is great for texture, so it's easy to get to, not exhausting to open and close. That's really nice. It is got two screws here. All of them are T8s, which is great, including the pivot collar. It is reversible, right hand, left hand tip up. Carry, awesome. Blade steel is 154 cm blade steel, which is a great steel. Definitely a step above 14C28N. Just a pretty good premium steel that, that you're going to get, not premium, I should say, a nice steel that you're going to get that is definitely better than a budget steel, right? It's almost a budget steel now, but it's, let's say, a little step above. Retains the edge pretty well, pretty corrosion resistant, strops up really nicely, pretty tough steel. Has beautiful jimping, like I said, full jimping all the way up and down the spine. Chamfered all the way around on these carbon fiber scales, which is done really well. Nice clip here, like I said, it works really well. All the little touches around here, rounded, cornered, really comfortable. I think you'll really enjoy that. Has a nice, strong, robust tip. I mean, it's not super thick, but it's definitely goes out to the tip really well. Call this like a sheep's foot reverse, sheep's foot modified worn clip, whatever you want to call it. Definitely a nice belly for cutting. You can choke up with a good finger choil position there. Large, extra large hands, definitely get your hand on there, really comfortable. It's wide enough you feel like it's not going to turn in your hand, even though it's very thin and very light for its size. I think it's really cool. Opens and closes with this with this thumb hole, finger hole, fuller hole, whatever you're going to call it, really beautifully. And it also slow rolls open really nicely. Easily opens with the thumb, both left and right hand. It does have a little bonus flick. You get over here in the flat part, you can get in there and do a full reverse flick like that. And you can do that both left and right-handed, get the little bonus flick, and that's really nice. I can slow roll it both left and right-handed. Really cool. Dig that a lot. Very comfortable. It does have a lanyard hole. It's not prioritized, which is cool. Definitely very deep carry, which is cool. You'll like that. Closes the actions on cage bearings, really smooth. The weight of the blade makes it just a beautiful drop shut. With that finger choil, you're not going to have any guillotine on your finger. It's going to catch right there, close really well. You'll really, really enjoy that. I think that's awesome, all right? So very, very cool. It is satin finished all the way around, which is really cool. Very smooth, great slicer. I think you'll really enjoy that. So the price range for this one was $109, I believe is what they listed. And if you use the Lefty EDC or RNK10, Rob's Nerdy Knives, you get 10% off. And that made it just under $100. And definitely puts this into the very high end of the budget knife, very low end of the regular knife. I would tell you that the materials and the quality of this knife is definitely a regular knife. It would definitely be, I think most people would charge $150, $160 for this knife. I just think it's really great quality. It was a ridiculous, great steal for $109. And even though, you know, they were only charging $109, this is just a great, great, great knife. If you see this again, get it, get it, get it, get it. It's really, really that good. Let's talk about the, let's do a little bit of measurements on this. Let's get some weight on here. All right, so we will see how much this guy weighs here. I'm going to guess around 3.5, 3.6 ounces. I think, I remember I may have already measured it. Yeah, 3.6 ounces. So 3.6 ounces is what you're dealing with on a knife here. That's not bad with that carbon fiber. Does really good weight relief. Let's look at the overall length of this blade here. We are looking at a knife that is, if we go from tip to the end, we're about 7 and I want to say 7 3/8, maybe 7, almost 7.5 inches. It's just shy of 7.5 inches. The grip handle here, you're looking at about 3.5 inches. If you do the finger choil, which is very, very usable, you got 4 1/4. So I got large hands, definitely plenty of room. Even with finger extra large, you could go over there. You choke up, plenty of room for extra, double extra, triple extra large hands, I think. Very, very useful. All right, the overall length of the blade from the tip to the top of the handle, we're looking at probably 3 1/4 inches, maybe just 3 3/8 of an inch, right? Overall cutting length from the tip to the back, we're looking at 3 1/4 inches, so it is pretty big belly. It's gonna have a lot of cutting length, so that's what you're dealing with there. All right, so let's measure the blade stock thickness on this blade here real quick. We will go ahead and do that. All right, so the blade stock thickness on this particular knife, let's go ahead and go. We'll do that. It is 122 thousandths of an inch. 122, oops, let me go back here. Oops, let's do that. 119 thousandths of an inch. So 0.199, 0.12 inches. It is a relatively thin blade, all right? So not bad for the size of the knife. It's got a little bit of weight because of how wide and long it is. It comes to a nice thin edge. It's definitely a beautiful slicer, nice and sharp, strops up really well. I did sharpen up to kind of crazy sharp. I like to do that. So, you know, that's cool, really nice. Yeah, the weight and the length and everything, I think those are all really great. So the purpose of this, EDC, absolutely. This is an EDC hard use. I think you could beat this up, use it all day long kind of knife. That's what I intended, but it looks so nice. You put a Lynch clip, titanium clip on here, you know, put some Skiff washers in there, cage bearings or whatever. This thing is just a gem. It looks like it could be, you know, EDC everyday, nice, going to church, going to work, but also hard use. Could you hard use it? Yeah, I think so for what you can for a liner lock. I mean, remember, it's not a fixed blade, it's not an axe, it's not a pry bar. If you need a pry bar, you need an axe, you need a fixed blade, use that, right? This is not that, but it's definitely something you could use for that. Is it a collector's piece? It seems to be a lot of people like to collect Divo Knives designs because they are pretty cool and unique. And they're very functional. They're very ergonomic, and that's what I like about their design. They are designed with use intended, right? They're not just look pretty kind of knives. They're knives that are designed with use, and that's what I think is really cool about these. So let's talk about the ergos and feel the overall design. I love this design. This is a very functional, useful knife. That's what I love about this. Everything about this knife speaks like, I made this so you could enjoy this to use and carry and work with and everything. It's not just a knife that goes, oh, that's pretty, let me stick it in my collection. No, or you know, that's a knife that cuts and, you know, I might get blisters, I might be uncomfortable, but no, this is a knife you can carry, use, be proud to use. It's functional, it's fidgety, definitely fidgety. I love fidgeting with this knife. I mean, I can fidget all day long with this, both left and right handed, and that's what I enjoy. And being that, sorry about that, there's some people in the background yelling, so that's what I really like about this knife. It's very fidgety, very useful all day long, and I think you would really, really enjoy that. And so overall design, the texture, everything is nice. It's contoured with this carbon fiber. It's comfortable, chamfered everywhere, which makes it super, super comfortable, very functional. I enjoy that. Everything's rounded. There's no hot spots. I can squeeze test everything. After using it for a while, I can attest that this is a comfortable knife. It works really, really well. And so I'm super excited. I bought this particular knife with the intention of a members giveaway. So I have channel members, and we had a big celebration at 4K, and a bunch of people signed up, and I wanted to do something special, and I went to Texas Blade Show, bought this knife with the intent of giving this away for the channel members. So just so you know, and this is that special of a knife that I'm excited to give it away. Now, honestly, I wish I had bought two. Wish I bought two so I could have one, because I like it that much. I did get the Mesh 2.5, different design altogether. Love that. I'm keeping that one, at least for now, until maybe another channel members giveaway. I don't know, who knows. But right now, that's my knife. This one is what was intended to give away. When they had the drop on the 4th, I missed it. I was on vacation, didn't get a chance to get one. So this is a giveaway, and I'm happy to give it away. I would love to have had a second one. Maybe down the road I'll find one. But this is one of those that I'm really excited, because it's a knife I would love. It's a knife I would carry. It's a knife I would have in my possession for sure. So hopefully people enjoy that. So yeah, texturing, everything on here works great. Access is great. It's easy to open and close. It's comfortable. I can blind open and close it. It's easy to flick, both left and right hand. Everything works great. The closing is fantastic. Drop shuts, actual smooth. Cage bearings, cage ceramic bearings works really, really wonderful. So fidget wise, now it's a thumb hole only, but guess what? There's a bonus flick. You've got the middle finger reverse flick, but there's one I didn't even talk about yet. Watch this. Oops, sorry. Let me do this again. Oh. I can front flip this thing right here. You look at this little part right here sticking out. Now, it's not natural, but you can do it sort of like you can do with the Spyderco Shaman, right? You can front flip it, right? And it does work. And I can front flip that. So to me, you got multiple bonus flicks on this thing. This is really, really cool. So because of that, I'm going to give it the fidget factor. Fidget factor, this is going to get... I'm going to give it a 7. I'd never do that, but I'm going to give this a 7 because it has this cool fidget factor bonuses that you just didn't expect, and it works really great left and right-handed as well. And that's what I really like. I enjoy that part, that I can do this. I can do this left and right-handed, and that's really cool. So 7 out of 10 for fidget factor, which is really cool for a knife that looks like it was just designed for a thumb hole, fuller hole only. So it works really, really great. Now, fidgety goodness. Man, this knife is 100%. I don't normally just jump on this, but I have been carrying this, enjoying this. I can tell you this is a fidgety, 100% fidgety goodness knife. Absolutely 100%. Everything you do works well. I mean, this is not ideal, but I can tell you, for not being ideal, this front flipping works really, really well. And for this bonus flick, that works really, really well. But most of all, this thumb flicking works well for flicking, and slow roll really nicely. So it's 100%. So my final thoughts, is this knife recommended? You bet it is. 100% recommended. Yeah, I definitely say if you can get a hold of this one, get it. Get it. If you desperately want this, hey, become a member and get into the giveaway. But anyways, if you see this after that, then I'm probably already giving it away. But definitely worth getting. Look for version, when it comes out, the version 3, version 4, if he does another release of the version 2, I would absolutely get it. This knife is just that hot. It sells really well. I would absolutely do it. Absolutely do it. And I hope White Mountain Knives does more of these, because this is a moneymaker in the sense of this is really, really good, right? So I would definitely get one of these. Great knife. Let me clean off that satin blade so you can see it again. But just a beautiful, beautiful knife. You want to look at that. Just a full carbon fiber. Reflects really well in the sun. Love everything about it. Highly recommend it. Love all the functionality. There's just so many thoughtful things on there, including the swedge for cutting. I think it's great. Love the fact you can put a Spyderco clip in there if you want a titanium, which is definitely something I would do because I tend to bend my steel clips. So definitely would consider that. Really, really cool knife. Highly recommend it. I think you would enjoy this knife. Definitely worth considering for your collection. So if you have any questions about this, let me know, in the comments down below. I would love to reply and talk to you about it. Definitely, I love Colin and Kevin's designs out there for sure. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button as well, right there? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel grow, produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you, especially to those of you who watch, who like, who subscribe the videos. Man, I really appreciate you guys. It helps the channel so much. Thank you. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content. And finally, to all of my channel members, a big shout out, a big thank you, a big huge appreciate you. And if you haven't already and you're interested and said, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, check out the description down below. I have a link for that, 3 different tiers. Any level that you'd like to be a channel member, I would love to have you. It'd be an honor. I do try to say thank you to my channel members in various ways. And if you've been a channel member for a while and haven't emailed me, or if you just became a channel member, email me with your name and address and I'll mail you out a sticker. That's my way to say thank you, first of all. Then secondly, if I do a once a month giveaway, and matter of fact, this is going to be, this is the type of knife. When we had a huge 4K celebration, we had a bunch of new members. This was our, I said I would get something special at Texas Blade Show. This is the thing I got for that, with a whole bunch of other stuff I'm giving away. And that was my way to say thank you to the channel members. So those are sometimes some of the channel members giveaways. Sometimes they're pretty cool. So love to have you as a channel member. It's not my way to try to bribe you. It's just my way to say thank you, because so many of you have been there since the very beginning, and I appreciate you supporting the channel, because there's so many costs. Shipping, you know, ordering, looking at knives, sometimes, you know, pass arounds, borrowing knives, you have to ship them and insure them. I don't get these knives for free. A lot of times I have to buy them, or I just borrow them, right? And so there's costs, and I really, really appreciate the channel members for helping me to be able to do that, and maybe to afford giveaway knives, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do the giveaways that we do. So thank you. Appreciate you guys. Hey, if you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.